Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a huge story that's raising serious concerns about your privacy, especially if you've ever used 23andMe to learn about your ancestry or your health. Make sure you stay until the end and I will give you step-by-step directions on how to delete your data from 23andMe. Over the weekend, genetic testing company 23andMe filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And while the company says it's still business as usual, the real story is what might happen to your genetic data. So what happened? 23andMe launched back in 2006 and became a household name. Millions of Americans mailed in saliva samples to get a breakdown of their ancestry and potential health risks. But things have unraveled fast. After a major data breach, a class action lawsuit, and the resignation of their entire board of independent directors, the company is now restructuring its debts and possibly looking for a buyer. So the company is saying that no changes to how customer data is stored, managed, or protected. That's a 23andMe statement. The company says that they'll keep operating normally and that your data is still being protected, but experts are sounding the alarm. Dr. Arthur Kaplan, a bioethics professor at NYU, told ABC News, "What you might have thought was safe and secure is clearly not and hasn't been from the beginning." Over 15 million people have used 23andMe, and here's the issue. When a company like this goes bankrupt, your personal genetic data, yes, your actual DNA profile, can be sold or transferred to another company. So legally, the company's privacy policy allows it. A new buyer must initially follow the current policy, but that policy can be changed at any time. So that means a new company could take your data and later update the rules about how it's used without much warning. Could your DNA end up with law enforcement or insurers? Glenn Cohen at Harvard Law said, "Today, 23andMe only hands over your data to law enforcement if there's a valid subpoena or court order. But a future owner might not be so cautious and could change the terms to share your data more freely." So imagine your DNA being used by employers or insurance companies. That's a big deal. About your research data. About 80% of users opted in to let 23andMe use their data for medical research. While the data doesn't include names, but it's still connected to your DNA and not anonymous inside the company. Here's something most people don't know. HIPAA, the health privacy law, doesn't protect this data. Harvard's Glenn Cohen put it, 23andMe deals with you as a consumer, not a patient. That means you don't get the same privacy protections you'd have at a doctor's office. Can you delete your DNA data? So you can delete your account, you can revoke permission for research, you can request to destroy your sample. And if you reside in California, if you live in a state like California where there are genetic privacy laws, you have even more control. California's Attorney General just released a guide on how to delete your data and to destroy your sample. Anya Prince said, "Some people might be okay with the risks, but for those who say, wait, I didn't know this could happen, now is the time to act." This story is a wake-up call. We're living in a world where your DNA is a commodity, and once it's out there, it's really hard to control. So if you've used 23andMe, it might be worth revisiting your settings or even deleting your data entirely.
As promised, here are the step-by-step directions for deleting your 23andMe account. Log into your 23andMe account on their website, go to the settings section of your profile, scroll to a section labeled 23andMe data or data at the bottom of the page, click view next to 23andMe, download your data if you want a copy of your genetic data for personal storage. Choose the option to download it to your device before proceeding. Scroll to the delete data section and confirm your request. You'll receive an email from 23andMe. Follow the link in the email to confirm your deletion request. If you want your sample destroyed, to destroy your 23 sample, you may have to change that preference. You can do that from your account page under preferences. To revoke permission for your generic data to be used for research, if you previously consented to 23andMe third-party researchers, you can withdraw consent from the account settings page under research and product consents.
Are you concerned about who owns that information now? Let's talk about it. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more health news, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching.